Hello everyone, it is Susan here from Susan Hiles Art and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to work on the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Volume 3, The Critters. And I have them mostly done, and let me show you what I did. And then we're going to finish this little fox off. We'll finish the sewing on him. I want to show you the overlay stitch. Oh, I might have that wrong. Overlay. I think that's what Sarah and Rachel call it. And it's easy, and using it on fabric that has like a raw edge to it is a really great way to sew down some fabric. And you know, if you're like me and you need an easy way to sew down some animals, you know, I can recommend this because, well, I guess what I mean by that is that, you know, I see people do, you know, they actually embroider the animals and everything. But for me, an easy way to get animals onto my snippet roll and, I don't know, I want to say, and, you know, and they look cute. I like the look of them. You know, just cutting fabric and stitching the animals down is really an easy way to do it. So if you're struggling with this prompt, you know, I guess I want to encourage you that it doesn't have to be difficult. So like when we get a prompt from either Rachel or Sarah, 99% of the time with this this particular volume 3 project, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do that, right? So, and then I think it through and I think it through and I think it through, and you guys, I do a lot of my thinking on video with all of you, and then I just kind of decide what to do and I do it. Not that it's right or wrong, it's just I want to accomplish the prompts, and I'm going to do that. Yeah, hopefully in a way that isn't difficult for me, because then it's not fun, right? I want it to be fun, and I want to like the look of it. So I did think about, I saw somebody do the cutest little bunny that they just sewed with yarn, and I was like, I thought about that, and I thought about the buttons and like using buttons to make a cute little bunny. But in the end, I decided to just go with that fabric. So back when we did the door, I ended up using that same fabric, and I put a little hedgehog under the door, right? So I decided to use that same fabric, and I had just shown you, you know, what it is. And I cut out a little fox and the deer. And so Julie Rose, who is a subscriber of mine and always comments and always has great ideas, she said, well, can you have the deer like eating on a flower, right? Because I have a lot of deer in my yard too. And oh my gosh, right? Like they'll eat anything and everything. So, but I wasn't able to do that. I did try. So I cut the deer out, but because his face is kind of pointing to his back, like if his face was pointing that way, I could have made it look like he was eating this flower. But just because of the way, I mean, unless I sewed a flower up here, which is always a thought, right? I didn't think of that until this second, which I could do, and had a little flower here, but would that look funny on top of them? But it would look like that the deer is behind the flower, or at least I would hope it would. So I don't know. But anyway, so what I did was, it's the Overcast stitch. That's what the name of it is. So what I did was, you know, I cut them out, And I just did, I'm going to hold it up close, the Overcast stitch all the way around. And that is going to hold them down great, and it won't allow for a lot of fraying to go on. And I just thought it was, I just liked the way that this looked together. And then I had this little fox that I knew I wanted to use. And I mean, this is my shed, but if you kind of not look at the shed, make believe it's not there. And I just like the look of this all together. I think it just looks cute. It just, I don't know, I like it. So I decided to put the fox here. Now it's kind of weird because, I mean, if you look at it, it might look like he's floating, and maybe he is, I don't know, but he's at the end of the flower. So to me, this right here is kind of like the ground, right? And I could sew something there at some point or not. You know, it's interesting as you go through the prompts, you don't know what they are until, you know, Rachel and Sarah tell you what they are. So it's hard to plan, but I guess in the end, I'll see what I can add to it to maybe make it make more sense. And maybe one of those things would be to sew, you know, whether it's grass here or like a little like mound of dirt or grass or something. I could do that. But I really love the look of this. I'm really happy with it, and it's an easy solution, like I said, if you are not comfortable stitching, you know, embroidering animals. All right, so I'm going to zoom in. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. And so we're going to sew this little guy down. Now he is sewn from here all the way around, and we're just going to finish this little section right there. And hopefully you can see really well, I'm hoping. So all the Overcast stitch is you're literally going to go over the edge and then through. So what it does is it puts the stitch over the edge of the fabric. So again, you go on the like under the fabric that you're sewing on and up, and then it's sewing down the edge. So it's a very, I want to say, neat looking stitch. And, you know, and I use it for this purpose often, to where I just want to get all of the edges down in a way where they're not going to curl up, right? So nothing on here is going to curl up because I have a lot of little stitches on it. So it's a really good stitch to utilize for the edges of fabric when they're a raw edge like this is. So that's it. So I just wanted to share that with you. So now that it's stitched all the way around, I'm just going to go in with my needle to the back, and we'll go ahead and knot this. And then that's going to be it for the critter prompt for me. And again, you know I said this, but it doesn't have to be difficult. So do what you can. Just do what you can. That's all I can say. And keep it fun. Keep it light. Keep it to where you're happy with what you're doing. And I like that. And like, look at this. I say, like every video, I sew crooked. I do. I admit it. And even this guy, I had him pinned down, and he still looks crooked to me. What are you going to do, right? I don't know. I mean, I could add some grass on here and maybe make him look a little straighter. I don't know. Maybe at some point I will. But anyway, so that's my critters, and I'm just going to leave them that simple. And I think when I hang this on my wall here in my craft room, I think it's going to look really cute. So that is my goal, cuteness. All right, well, thank you so much for being here. Now, next week is well, actually, today is the last, what is today anyway? Oh my gosh, my calendar says January. My calendar that's hanging on my wall says January. That is not going to help. Yeah, okay. So when I look at March, the day this video goes out, the 29th, is the last Wednesday of the month. And I'm a week behind Sarah and Rachel. So that means on the 5th, I'm not going to have a new prompt unless they do something tomorrow that I don't know about. But so I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do on the 5th. But anyway, so I'll see you guys Monday for my crafty chit chat and slow stitching video. And thank you so much. Make sure to check out Rachel and Sarah's videos. I will have their YouTube links below. Alrighty, thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.